Don't eat bread. You shouldn't eat bread because it contains vegetable fats that cause inflammation. It has sugar that also inflames you, and it has wheat flour with ingredients that harm your health. All of these can raise your glucose and your insulin. But then, if I don't eat bread, what can I eat? I'll tell you now. But first, if you like my health content, please share this video. I depend entirely on you. Without your help, I wouldn't be able to keep making these videos. Thank you from the heart if you can share it. Well, I was telling you that bread, that inseparable companion of your breakfasts and dinners, can be one of the main saboteurs of your energy, weight, and even your cellular health. I know it sounds strong, but I want to explain why eating bread might not be the best idea for taking care of your body. Before you think, but what's wrong with bread if it's a lifelong staple? Let me break it down with scientific reasons, but in simple words so you can understand me well. Get ready, because we're going to see what happens in your body every time you eat bread, and above all, what alternatives you can try to feel better without sacrificing flavor or practicality. Because it's also important to know what you can have for breakfast if we leave bread behind, right? First reason not to consume bread: impact on blood glucose. Most breads, especially white bread, are made with refined flour. What does that mean? That the flour has gone through so many processes that it's been stripped of fiber, vitamins, and essential minerals. The result is that when you eat bread, your body digests it quickly, turning those carbohydrates into glucose, that is, sugar, in your blood. This causes a spike in glucose followed by a crash, which leaves you tired, hungry again, and with cravings. It's a vicious cycle. On a chemical level, your pancreas has to release large amounts of insulin to deal with that sugar, and in the long term, this can wear down your body and increase the risk of insulin resistance, the step before diabetes. Second reason not to eat bread: gluten and its impact on the gut. Bread contains gluten, a protein found in wheat. Although many people tolerate it, it's not entirely friendly to your intestines. Have you heard of leaky gut? When you consume a lot of gluten, it can irritate the lining of your intestine, allowing toxins, undigested food particles, and other substances to pass into your bloodstream. This can cause inflammation, making you feel more tired, with skin problems, joint pain, and even difficulty losing weight. And you don't need to be celiac to suffer the effects of gluten. Many people have sensitivity without knowing it and only discover it when they stop eating bread. So try it, stop eating bread for a while, and observe how you feel. Bread makes you gain weight. Believe it or not, bread is one of the most common causes of weight gain. It's basically a bomb of empty calories. If you're trying to lose weight or maintain it, bread doesn't help you because it doesn't really fill you up. That little slice of white bread with jam is digested quickly, giving you energy for a moment, but then leaving you hungry again. This leads you to eat more throughout the day, increasing your caloric intake without realizing it. In addition, bread has a high glycemic index, which means it can contribute to fat storage, especially in your abdomen. If you feel like you can't get rid of that belly bloat, bread could be one of the main culprits. Bread has additives and preservatives. The bread you find, especially in supermarkets, isn't as natural as it seems. Many of these breads contain preservatives, artificial flavorings, and added sugars to last longer and taste better. These chemicals can be problematic because they generate inflammation in your body, which is like having a small internal war. And inflammation is the root of many diseases, including heart problems and joint issues like arthritis. Bread harms your microbiota. Excess bread, especially from refined flours, feeds the bad bacteria in your gut. This disrupts your microbiota, which is essential for digestive health, the immune system, and even mood. When bad bacteria grow more than good ones, you may experience bloating, gas, skin problems, and a weak immune system. What can you eat instead of bread? Not all is lost. There are delicious and healthy options to replace bread. I'll give you some ideas. For example, you can make eggs with avocado or a slice of whole grain bread, but a good one, not the kind loaded with sugar. You can also use a lettuce leaf as a base Or eat avocado with a hard-boiled egg. It's delicious, filling, and full of nutrients. Another option is corn tortillas, as long as they're not heavily processed. You can also eat fruit with peanut or almond butter, like an apple or banana with almond butter. This is a quick and energy-filled breakfast. If you miss bread, look for options made with almond flour or coconut flour. Brown rice cakes also work well for spreading something on them and are light. You can also make a green smoothie with spinach, banana, chia seeds, and a touch of protein. Raw vegetables like slices of cucumber, carrot, or celery are also good options to top with a bit of avocado or hummus. If you only eat whole grain bread, remember that it's better than white bread because it has more fiber, but it still contains gluten and has a relatively high glycemic index. Sure, it raises glucose, but not as quickly as white bread. However, it's best to moderate its consumption. If you are very active and exercise, you can eat a slice of whole grain bread as a source of complex carbohydrates, but don't overdo it.